going on? What is going on? I think no, that's right. I did want my camera over there. So right now, give me 1 second. OBS is not for some reason it's just acting strange right now. Um, see if I can fix this real fast. Oh, that's why that didn't work. Oh, there it is. Okay. I don't know if I need that open or not, but all right, that's out of the way now. All right. Well, I don't understand how every time I don't do anything, I just open up OBS and hit start streaming, but for some reason, like 1 out of every 5 times, it just everything seems to like break things in the background. It makes no sense. All right, Discord, get out of the way, please. All right, am I good? I can click things. All right. Yep, we're good. For some reason, was not able to like actually click the game. All right. So I don't know how much time I'm gonna have to play today. So that's why I put maybe LMU after. Maybe play this game for like 2 hours or more, depending on how I feel about it. I generally don't like to span games too long, which is generally why I switch over to racing or go from racing to this. But yep, um, yeah, I don't really care for intros, so we'll just get right into it. Speak with Hosen. Okay, just making sure. Greetings. Alphinaud informed me that a scion would be arriving to help with the preparations. I am honored to meet you, though shamed as well. A great warrior should not be tasked with such trivialities. What's up, buddy? Already, already trying to get in the way. I know from a glance what manner of man you were. I too have some skill at arms, as do many of our people. Pray forgive this trifle, but I may trouble you to help round up the children that have been given into my care. They are most adept at staying hidden from my sight, but perhaps your keen eyes will succeed where I have failed. Okay, so we gotta play hide and seek. You have my thanks, friend. Pray seek out my son Yosen. He can tell you more. I'm assuming that's what it's going to end up being. I don't know why I didn't mount. Oh, hello there. I'm Yosen, son of Hosen. Will you be coming with us to Uldal? I hear we'll be traveling by horse-bird drawn carriage. But don't you think they're queer? Giant birds that people ride on like horses? I still want to try riding one, but what's that? You're looking for others? Don't worry, I already told them to get ready for the carriages. I need your help though. We were just finishing a game of hide and seek. 3 players are still hiding, and since Lady Yaguri told us to take it really seriously, they won't move until they're found. But Vesper Bay isn't that big, uh, so I bet you can find them in no time. I bet so too, because they'll probably have some big obnoxious thing over their head. Here's one. You're one of those, aren't you? No, scions. I thought this, normally like when you talk to the NPCs you rescue, the dialogue is not really important, so I was just seeing if I could skip through it. Yeah, it's just telling them it's time to go. Sometimes you can just tell when it's alright to skip through something a little bit. Alright, here's the next one. At least the Garlands didn't find them. Well, I hope they wouldn't be here. Fair. Didn't say anything about adults. Just pretty much telling them it's time to go. Like I said, I knew that was just going to be pointless dialogue to even bother reading. Alright. Wonderful. All the children are accounted. Hide and seek? I see that you are curious. It is quite simple, really. Lady Yaguri thought it best for the children know what to do in case the Garlands found us. I should hope these days are behind us, I nevertheless take comfort in knowing that we are prepared. And I would want probably that one. I guess now my stuff's better than that. Just take the money. The first caravan is due to depart shortly, followed by the rest at regular intervals. My family and I, including my stubborn old father Hami, will be traveling in the lead carriage together with young Karu, whom I believe you already met. Though I understand the road to Uldal is regularly patrolled by your brass blades, it would give us great comfort if you would agree to accompany us on our journey. Once again, I thank you for your kindness. We are ready to leave. Please inform our coachman. Oh, it's getting blocked over there too. Hey, bud, what are you stabbing me with your pole for? You're fed and drank. Or have water and drank. Eager to be off, are you? Aye. Well, I was meaning to have a word with you about that. Running from the blast blades say we might have a problem. A fierce-looking beastie's been sighted on south of the bridge to Hammerlia, I guess. Might be as someone's eyes are playing tricks on him, of course, but I don't pay to gamble in this business. Now, I know you can handle yourself in a fight, but this lot here's another story. So I was thinking you might go on ahead and have a quick look around. Make sure the area is safe. Like I don't know what that means. If you come across anything dangerous, you know what to do. When you're satisfied that the way is clear, meet us outside Horizon. The blades tell me the road there is safe, so I reckon we can make it that far on our own, assuming the self-same bastards don't try to rob us, that is. So let's go check for a beast man. Fly over this now, right? Oh, that's so nice. Could have probably teleported a little closer. Oh, no, I can't. Well, I guess I could have. Oh, well. Like I said, I don't know how much Final Fantasy I'll be playing today, because I do want to try to race, because I'm not sure what time my girl's coming home. So I've probably got like 2 or 3 hours. But I would like to do a race, but it depends. Maybe the story in this ramps up a little bit and I get a little more sucked in. Right now, I feel like we're just in a calm before a storm. So there was a beastie. Was being the operative word, huh? Haha. Oh, cutscene. Probably won't be voiced though. Well fought, sir. Well fought. Ah, if only I were in better health. I should have been proud to stand at your side. Pay no, pay my son no mind. He forgets that his responsibilities preclude acts of daring do. Hmm. Be that as it may, I cannot help but envy you. Had we been able to call upon heroes of your strength and skill in Doma, things would have been very different. Sigh, but we cannot change the past. Those who fought and fell are forever lost to us. Lost but not forgotten. Lady Yagira's kingsmen, least of all, they fought the fiercest, though they knew full well it was in vain. She had every right to walk away, yet she chose to stay. Food, shelter, the promise of a better life. All this and more we owe to her. How does one even begin to repay such a debt? In kind, Father, to she who has given everything, we shall give our all. Oh, it's my cat. I was about to say, what is that noise I hear in my background? Whatever work there is to be done, we shall do without question. Ditch digging, bricklaying, it matters not. Revenant's toll will grow and prosper by our hands. Hey, Mr. Karu, and I want to know why you became an adventurer. I have no idea, but I guess as a warrior, it'd probably be to win glory. And as a ranchers, I would probably would have chose glory. I like bringing honor to your family. You mean? Yes, Father always goes on about that. It's my third town. Excuse me, Mister. I've got a question. What's Revenant's toll like? Is it pretty? Go with the first one since as a kid. I mean, there are lots of people there who are just as strong as you. Oh, I can't wait. Enough, Kaharu. It's my turn again, mister. When I'm older, I want to be strong like you. What do I have to do? Train every day. So my father was right. How do you do it then? Come on, tell me. And don't leave anything out. Alright. That's enough questions. That's not fair. Why did Josen get to ask too? I wanted to know about adventure just as much as he does. Just one more, please. Do you think I could be an adventurer like you one day? No. Oh. Really? Then I will. Thanks for the advice, mister. I won't forget it. I'm going to be an adventurer too. When we get the Revenant's Toll, let's make an adventurers guild for Domans. We will protect our friends and punish the wicked, just like Mr. Degonite and Lady Yagiri. We can talk more about it in the carriage on the way. Will you be joining us? Here's I will be. I would assume that it dropped me off here. Oh, I guess not. I actually do got to go to Ulda. I just assumed since it dropped me off here, like I was going to be like the caravan was going to be stopped and I was going to have to fight something. We just simply made it all the way. I'm not going to lie, I wasn't expecting that. There's normally always an interruption on your way to doing a quest. Alright, so they've been safely escorted then, and I guess now we'll go see what Elfinold wants. Oh, I should have... Yeah. It would be fast if I still teleport over to that form. I did that run before. I was like, ah, it won't take that long. And it felt like it did. Even though it's right there. Let's go see what's next. I take it the first group has arrived? Excellent. Is there all else? No. I have matters well in hand here. You and Lady Yagiri should travel to Revenant's Toll forthwith. That's a necklace? Yeah, see, I bought some cheap ones on the auction house, so I'll take the money. I guess with the game being told, no one's really buying this level gear anymore. It is past time Lady Yugiri met with the guild representatives in Revenant's Toll. Since I do not foresee any further matters arising here in Thanalan, which might require your personal, in which, yeah, might require your personal attention, I would instead have you serve as an escort to the Doman delegation for the duration of the journey. Speak first with Slafborn upon your arrival. He is the one with whom the Domans will be working with most closely, I should think. Afterwards, introduce Lady Yagiri to Minfilia and the guild emissary. If both meetings go well, the resulting ties should stand the Domans in good stead for what is to come. Safe travels. Okay. For Slafborn. It's told. Then eventually I got to do something for... Is he still in this town? I forget where he was actually standing when I first got here. Maybe they moved him. He was standing right there. There's some like Crystal Tower quest I think they told me I got to do at some point, but I guess I'll do that whenever I'm forced to. I'm sure when I'm forced to do it, that's when I'm supposed to probably do it. And this must be the esteemed Lady Yagiri and her associates. I greet you all as friends and bid you welcome to the toll. I hope you find our dearth of fineries off-putting. Poor though we may seem, we have a wealth of spirit and camaraderie to spare. You see, race and creed don't enter into it here. We welcome all sorts, provided they are willing to earn their keep, of course. We are no strangers to hard work, Master Slafborn. You may rest assured that we will carry out your orders with due diligence. Oh, not for a moment did I doubt your commitment, my lady. Pray understand, I give the same speech to all new arrivals, and you needn't bow your head or call me master either. We're both frontier hands as far as I'm concerned. As you wish, Slafborn, may the meeting mark the beginning of a long and fruitful relationship. Guess I've yet to meet the antecedent? 7 hells. Why are you wasting time with me? See them to the rising stones. To whom much is given, much is expected. Forgive me, I require a moment to compose my thoughts before meeting with your leader. We shall join you at the rising stones anon. Everyone's here, it looks like. Well, mostly everyone. There's no use. Our attempts to reach the students of Baldesia continue to meet with failure. Urianger has explored other avenues of inquiry, but they too have yielded naught. We will persevere, of course, yet within our hearts the truth is clear. We are but awaiting confirmation of which we already know. How far are the Domans? I am given to understand that you were kept quite busy in Vesper Bay. Mayhaps you question the wisdom of aiding refugees when the primal threat remains unsolved? I should not blame you if you did, nor would I deny that this matter falls outside our normal purview. Be that as it may, I could not ignore the plight of these refugees, not when it was within our power to help them. Lady Yaguri is here? Please show her in. I would very much like to meet her. We have no objections. Pray do so with our blessing. What's up, Jack? Your answers please me beyond words, my lady, but you are quite certain we have no way of knowing how many might answer my summons? In the event that Revenant's toll could not accommodate us all, we would need to find an alternative solution. Should that come to pass, we will find it together. Oh, you're good, Jack. I appreciate it. I was mainly practicing last night after the truck race I did. I just wanted to get one truck race out of the way. Rockingham's actually a pretty fun NASCAR one. I like the tracks where where it's not just flat out the whole time. You actually have to lift and coast a little bit. I like the tracks where you got to think a little bit more ahead. Oh, as ever, it has been a pleasure, Antecedent. Alas, we must take our leave as the first carriages are due to arrive at any moment. Should you require aught else, pray speak with Slathborn, Lady Yagiri. Yagiri. Keep saying that wrong. Laman and I will make the necessary preparations to ensure that our Doman friends feel at home upon their arrival, though I must admit I am still troubled about the matter of the missing crystals. Yustola should be returning anon with a report from a field. Mayhap you could wait here and speak with her upon her arrival? It looks like I'm not going to have a choice. We will wait.
How goes the fishing? Caught anything slippery?
Oh, that's even better. It's voiced.
Aye. Our suspicions were well founded. The Serpent Reavers are indeed the culprits.
Oh man, that emote cracks me up. I haven't seen that emote since, I think it was like an old Battlefield 3 or Battlefield 4 video. It was like a whole troll video, and every time he just kept putting that face up, I was cracking up.
The plot thickens.
Has there been any movement in Thanalan?
It has been blessedly quiet, which is to say the Amalja are being no more or less of a nuisance than usual, summoning Ifrit with such crystals as they have hoarded. Urianger, too, reports not out of the ordinary.
Then we have our explanation.
Your explanation for what, pray tell?
For the recent spate of crystal thefts in Thanalan, we naturally assumed that the trail would lead us back to the Amalja. Yet it did not. It led us across the sea unto Vilbrand.
Vilbrand?
Glad they said Vilbrand, because I would have said like Vilebrand. Vilbrand.
There have been reports of increased Sahagin activity of late. Oh gods, they mean to summon Leviathan?
That is the way of it, I fear. Whilst conducting our investigation on behalf of the mineral concern, we came upon evidence implicating the Serpent Reavers. With the aid of the Maelstrom, I was able to verify our suspicions. 'Tis only a matter of time before Leviathan returns to harrow the seas. But there is more. One of the Sahagin, an elder by my judgment, spoke of attaining the gift and knowledge of eternity.
Ugh.
Why was that? Why was that the moan?
Such a disturbance
Oh,
in the ether.
man.
If I did not know better, I should think this device defective.
I don't know if she's having the same flashback I'm having, though. Oh, man.
And there is the explanation.
Exactly, Jack. What exactly was she's having? That didn't sound like an I'm in pain moan. That's for sure.
Soon it shall begin. Our Lord shall rise midst surging waves to wash away the finless ones.
These things are creepy looking.
And I shall be granted the gift and knowledge of eternity, and with the emissary stand equal. Then shall I know no cessation, no oblivion.
Whence comes this promise of immortality? The emissary? We have outstayed our welcome.
The gift and knowledge.
Are the two of you quite well?
You shared that vision, did you not? Even before the Sahagin made mention of the emissary, I recognized Elidibus's words. He is behind this.
That's the first time they said his name, Elidibus. Okay. I remember the other day I was confused
But
how to say it.
surely it is not within his power to grant the echo.
My lady, unless we act swiftly, Leviathan will rise again. The Admiral has already requested that we intervene to prevent this. Failing that, we are to attend to the Primal's extermination.
She will have our full cooperation. Let us make haste to Limsa Lominsa. I mean to play a part in this mission. Tataru, pray, take charge in my absence.
My lady, are you sure this is wise?
I am aware of the risks, but there is something I must see with mine own eyes. The true nature of the echo.
Very well. I shall not stand in your way. On the condition that you permit me to accompany you as bodyguard.
Your company is ever welcome, Thancred.
I take it something ill is afoot.
Aye, a Primal is about to be loosed upon Eorzea.
Primal?
A godlike being whose very existence is a bane upon the land. We scions of the Seventh Dawn are sworn to put an end to their kind.
I see. Know then that I am learned in the arts of war. In return for the kindness you have shown my people, I would lend you my blade.
It would be most welcome. When contending with a Primal, one can never have too many able allies. If you crave a more intimate understanding of the problems facing Eorzea, this experience is like to provide it. Be sure to come well prepared.
The Leviathan is a trial fight. Anything I should know? Like, should I watch a video or anything, or is it just tank and don't stand and shit? Accordingly, should the worst come to pass and Leviathan is summoned, our only resources will be to face him in battle. Given past experiences, you may very well think that the eventuality inevitable. Ooh, that was like a tongue twister. Yet, so as long as there is even a chance that the Primal's return might be prevented, we must needs bend all our efforts toward achieving that goal. Before we do aught else, let us hasten to Limsa Lominsa and meet with the Admiral. She will not have been idle in the intervening time, and will doubtless have valuable information to share. Where my, return home point actually is. Yep. You are expected. Yep, take the lift. That's fine. I guess I can just wing it. I'm just used to the WoW mentality where, like, if you go into a dungeon the first time not knowing what you're doing, people are very mad. Yeah. Okay, that makes more sense. Yeah, so far it's been nice that, like, I haven't needed, like, add-ons that, like, tell me what to do. WoW, like, a lot of the fights are very to the point where you're pretty much following add-ons telling you what to do versus paying attention to the fight. But then again, I guess the game's been out like 20 plus years. It got to the point where they just were making fights way too over the top for the sake of being over the top, I guess. Welcome, friends. I take it Y'shtola has apprised you of the situation. Let us waste no time then. According to our best intelligence, the Sasagan have not crystals enough to summon their god. Alas, we did not count on the Serpent's Reaver venturing as far as Thanalan to get Thanalan to supplement their cache. For our short-sightedness, we are faced with the grim prospect of Leviathan's imminent return. Needless to say, I am not inclined to let the fishbacks have their way. Even as we speak, the Maelstrom makes ready to launch a large-scale operation to thwart their summoning, and we would welcome the Scion's support in this endeavor. But if gods forbid our efforts should come to naught, I will need to trouble you for more than mere support, much as when I did when Titan last walked these lands. Lady Minfilia, I am given to understand that you mean to accompany our soldiers in the front lines. I can only assume that you have sound reasons for doing so. I do, Admiral, but I'd rather not be drawn on their nature. I will say only that there is something I would need to see with my own eyes. Is that so? Well, I am not stubborn as to deny the wish of someone whose aid I require, but precautions must be taken. I shall require that you remain by my side at all times. With that settled, let us speak of the operation. Can Minfilia not fight or something? Why does everyone, like, not want her on the battlefield? Private Stormblast. On our scouts are currently, what is in the world? I don't think I've ever seen this. Reconnoitering? Yeah, whatever. The Sahagan movements within the Saspa spawning grounds. I feel like I know that word. It's just eluding my brain right now. Upon completing their mission, they will return to the operations staging point at Camp Skull Valley. I want you to make your way there forthwith, that you might be appraised of the latest intelligence. Commander Falkbrada has charge of the garrison. Final Fantasy has a TOS against add-ons that will help clearing. When it comes to world first clears, it is frowned upon to use external help to give you advantage. Yeah, I wish WoW was more like that. Okay, that makes sense. Well, can she, like, not fight, though? It just seems strange that everyone's, like, very worried that she's... Or does no one else have the Echo besides me and her at this point? So they're like, because they don't seem to care that I'm going out there doing stuff. I've been expecting you, Signs of the Seventh Dawn. On behalf of the men and women here, I thank you for your cooperation. The safety of our citizens is paramount. With your aid, we will prevent Leviathan's return. I guess that's true. I guess if you're the top person, people want to make sure you're protected. What is this? Why is my kid's school texting me? Like, it's 5:30. School's been out for a good minute now. As you may already know, Maelstrom scouts have been dispatched to Recontier, the Saspa spawning grounds. Though it pains me to admit, the Maelstrom has never faced the foes the likes of this before. We proceed with all due caution. Among other things, they have orders to determine where the Leviathan might emerge, assuming it comes to that. And yet, this return is long overdue. I fear that ill may have befallen them. For better or worse, we must ascertain their fate. If it is not too much to ask, I would have you aid us in the search. 5 scouts ventured into the Sapspa. Oh. I feel like I know how to say that, but it's like weird. Sapsa. But it's like weird to say. All told. Here, take this flask of restorative to tend to those who may have been to be wounded. Oh, I think I definitely need glasses. It's like all these words just get blurry. I feel like the font's pretty damn big that I have it set on, but maybe I can make it. I forgot to check to see if I can make it more. Though it pains me to even consider the notions. If they have perished, circumstances permitting, I ask you that you recover their bodies. By no means venturing too deep into enemy territory, however. We can ill afford to lose you at this juncture. So... Okay, I see it. This way. Wish I had this monitor the first time around. Like, I know it might just seem like whatever on your screen, but on my screen, since I'm like playing in HDR and 1440p, I think, which is a lot better than my old monitor, this game just looks insanely much, like, insane compared to what I was playing when I was first leveling up. Oh, there it is. Help. Somebody, of all the times to forget the restorative drink. There you go, sir. Keep saying when I say restorative. I don't know. Thank you. I owe you my life. We were ambushed by the Serpent Reavers. Lately armed as we are, we didn't stand a chance. I was able to flee this far, but the others were captured. They were taken to the Serpent's tongue. I'm certain of it. I can make my own way back to camp, but I fear the worst for my comrades. Save them, I beg you. Moogle event? I'm not sure what that is. Know what the Moogles are, though. just to fight more. Alien down like that. These guys died faster than the guys who were level 48. That makes no sense. Showing them at full HP though. So are they dead? You return. Thank the navigator. While I learned you went into the Serpent's Tongue by yourself, I feared you would meet your ultimate demise. But tell me, what became of the others? 2 dead, 1 healed. Dear gods. These wounds were not intended to kill, but to torture and maim. Does their savagery know no bounds? Enemies or no? They go too far. I dread to think what may become of the 2 who remain unaccounted for. I pray they haven't suffered the same evil fate. At the very least, one of my men came back alive, and for that I owe you my thanks. The price we paid was dear, but we have the intelligence we need. Even as we speak, the Admiral finalizes the details of the operation. The war horns will sound at any moment now. Be ready to sally forth when they do. These damn fishback bastards. I'll kill them slowly and then chase their rotten souls through the 7 hells. Peace, Commander. We are here for a purpose, and vengeance is not it. I want your mind on the task at hand, savvy. My apologies, Admiral. You may count on me to keep a clear head. Good. According to our our surviving scout, the Sahagin and their thralls have already begun to amass at the Aetherite in the depths of Sapsa. If we are to act, it must be now. The men are ready, but we await your orders, Admiral. As predicted, the Sahagin have tightened security in and around the spawning grounds. A frontal assault is like to be met with fierce resistance. But we are not so artless as that, Commander. We shall divide our forces and strike them hard and fast at key locations. Remember, our ultimate objective is to take the Sapsa Aetherite and eliminate the Sahagin priest presiding over the summoning. We are not here to kill them all. The Maelstrom shall engage and distract the Sahagin's legion of downed pirates at the Serpent's Tongue, Commander. You have charge over this effort. Be mindful that the lay of the land there is devilish for attacking forces. Let the foreign levy spearhead the assault and have subsequent units fan out to cover their flanks. At the selfsame moment, a divisionary squadron formed of galleons from the Crimson Fleet shall harry the enemy from offshore. And likewise, we Scions shall form a smaller unit in hopes of confusing the Sahagin defensive effort. Dagonite and Y'shtola, the 2 of you are to make way to the site of the summoning ritual. The Admiral's diversions should serve to thin the enemy's defenses, rendering your path less perilous. A small party, I believe, should be able to win, though, without drawing unwanted attention. Tancred and Yagiri, your mission is to lure as many Sahagin as possible out of the spawning grounds. Having done so, take to your heels and circle around to join the infiltration unit of Y'shtola and Dagonite. When all has been set in motion, I myself shall cut a path to the Aetherite, accompanied by Lady Minfilia, as we agreed. Well, do not let me keep you, friends. To battle. One last did we fight side by side. Dagonite. Too long ago, I warrant. But come, let us away. I don't even remember. Pretty sure it was like in like the very zone when I bumped into her. Dealing with the pirates. Probably wrong now. On my keyboard. There we go. Oh, I need to go there. I'm just shocked that, like, after all, like, the leveling up stuff, we're still fighting Titans, or is Leviathan a new one that I haven't fought yet? I don't think I remember fighting Leviathan. Well, I guess technically I did 3 of them. I don't remember why. No, I didn't do the why in the end. Kind of remember most of them in my head. Oh yeah, I can have my the chicken now helping me fight. 3 damage is 3 damage. Keep forgetting about that thing. Oh, looks like all the checkpoints are done. I'm gonna run away in the aggro, but no point. Why can't I click? Oh, I got an 8. I'm sitting there like, why did the conversation start? I didn't see the bar pop up underneath. Pray, do not concern yourself. It was but a glancing blow. Come. The Aetherite is close at hand. Let us press on.
Damn them. They have made thralls of soldiers and civilians both.
Damn.
Did I miss much?
That ability was cool looking.
So that is how you fight in the Far East. Mental note, pick no quarrel with Domans. But seriously, if I am to keep up, I must needs forsake elegance for efficiency. To the Aetherite!
Aetherite. I keep saying aetherite. Aetherite. Okay. The rogue wasn't, or thief, or whatever it was never baseline in the game.
You'll forgive me my lateness.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense then. Maybe that's why I didn't notice it as a big difference. They did that view on purpose. Let's not kid ourselves.
I've been something of a liability of late, I know. 'Tis high time I set about making amends.
Long have you shriveled Swordwalkers tormented our kind. But no more! Your time is at an end! You shall perish with salt in your wounds and sea in your lungs. Lord of the world, hearken to our plea. Lord of the world, deliver us from our misery.
Do you feel that?
I know this sensation. It's the echo.
What?
Such power! It is transcendent!
Seven hells.
Strike me down if you will. It is futile! I have mastered the gift. I am eternal! O mighty Leviathan, ruler of the seas, born of waters primordial, I offer unto you this frail flesh, that you might grant your faithful servants deliverance. I beseech you, come forth!
Die, damn you!
Foolish Shorewalker!
Love they use
You cannot
night
kill
vision sound for that.
which is eternal!
Heavens forfend.
Damn it all!
My being ebbs away. But it should by right be infinite. Am I not immortal? Curse you, emissary! You promised me everlasting.
Well, that's one problem avoided.
Where did he go?
What say you? Nary a single ship? Hells take that sea demon! Gather the survivors and get to shore. Leave the wrecks for the pirates. Leviathan wastes no time. The diversionary squadron is lost. For a mercy, 'twould seem the Primal now makes for open sea. But why does he not press his advantage? Unless... God save us. He means to unleash a tidal wave.
Damn. A lot happened in that cutscene. Wasn't prepared for one that long. Understand, I speak of no normal wall of water. That which Leviathan makes ready to conjure carries more destructive power than all it's seen in nature. Even to raise entire coastal settlements, if his last attempt is any guide, we cannot suffer history to be repeated. Yet how in the seven hells do we prevent it? Jack. Just stuck running in the background. Like you're running in slow motion. Though our plight cries out for action, we must take thought. So long as the Leviathan remains in open sea, he is effectively beyond our reach. Our fleet is second to none. Of that you may be sure. But Limlian herself wouldn't struggle to the best Lord of the World in his element. In a straight fight, he would make meat and match one of us. Oof. We need another plan. That much is plain. Let us return to Limsa and see if we cannot think of one. I shall await you in the command room. It's funny that like all MMOs have like a running bug. There's one in WoW where you can just pretty much like kind of drift on your side the entire time, make it look like you're running sideways. I can teleport to Limsa. Oh, I see. Yeah, it's like I'm like hovering on my tippy toes doing that. That's funny. You were expected in the command room. That's so stupid. Every MMO has something like that I've tried. Or something
There
similar.
used to be a hamlet beyond South Tidegate in western Lanosha.
Lanosha.
Halfstone it was called.
I've been saying that wrong. Nosha. Okay.
Some years prior to the Maelstrom's founding, Leviathan rose from the briny depths and set about unleashing watery hell upon us. On that occasion, The Company of Heroes put him down before he could do too much damage. But when the bastard came next, this time in the wake of the calamity, we were not so fortunate. Weary of ravaging our shoreline, he summoned a tidal wave which fair leveled Hearthstone and washed the soil away for good measure.
The area was subsequently occupied by the Sahagin.
Equip the Fisher job and use the snag ability. I didn't do any of the jobs yet. I'll have to keep that in mind next time I do that. I figure I'd save all that for the end. Normally professions and stuff I normally skip in every MMO I play. I'm not a profession person. I normally just like playing through the story. I'll have to keep that
The
in mind.
thrice-damned creatures transformed it into a spawning ground for their brood. Given the quantity of crystals stolen to feed him and his legion of thralls, we can be fairly sure that Leviathan is stronger now than in his previous incarnations. If that sea demon is left to wreak havoc, what befell Hearthstone may well befall a larger settlement, even Limsa. That cannot happen. The Primal must be stopped.
That was ever our objective, Admiral. But how are we to achieve it?
Alright.
The sea is Leviathan's
going
uncontested
anywhere.
domain. The ships of the 3rd Squadron could not close to within 100 yards of the Primal, nor could their cannons pierce his defenses.
I have read the reports, Master Thancred. Our warships may as well have been bloody pleasure barges for all the good they did. 7 hells! Is there no way that we might strike back?
The Company of Heroes defeated Leviathan, having first lured him into an inlet, but we must needs contend with him upon the open sea. It will avail us little to consult past experience.
Admiral, if I may.
We go in through the air. Don't we have an airship?
Speak freely, Marshal.
By all accounts, Leviathan's most formidable weapon is the very sea itself. Waves and whirlpools, tides and currents, all these things are his to command. The key to victory, I believe, lies in disarming our foe. This, in effect, is what the Company of Heroes achieved with their ruse. We cannot lure Leviathan from the sea a second time. But what if we could weaken his hold upon the element of water? I have heard of devices capable of such wonders. They draw upon the power of corrupted crystals, I am told. If mounted upon a ship, such a device might be used to prevent Leviathan from bringing the full force of the sea to bear against us, rendering him no more dangerous than any other sea serpent.
Of course! Sid built a similar device to grant the Enterprise safe passage through Garuda's Tempest, did he not?
Begging
That's
your
what I was
pardon,
thinking.
my lady, but to give credit where it's due, this is something I heard from an old arcanist friend of mine.
It makes little difference who thought of it first, so long as it works. Beg the specifications of this device from your friend, and I shall pass them on to our people at Naldic and Vermelis. But before we proceed any further, I would voice one concern. Piercing Garuda's defenses is one thing. Suppressing Leviathan's attacks, quite another. In matters of science, I am as a babbling babe, but I cannot well imagine that such a feat would be possible without a veritable mountain of corrupted crystals. The question being, do we have a ship big enough to bear such a burden?
Mayhap not, Admiral, but two might. Recall you the tale of Mistbeard's greatest haul? It is said that he lashed 2 ships together, side by side, the better to bear his plunder. By your leave, we might attempt to repeat the trick. The gods know it would be quicker than building a new vessel.
Mistbeard did this. Truly, Marshal, upon the subject of the Pirate King, you are as a scholar.
Now, from what I have gleaned of these matters, the device will need to be in close and constant proximity to the target. To wit, we must lash our twin vessel to Leviathan. This in itself will be no small feat. Ramming speed will be required, but given the weight of the cargo, that will only be attainable with the aid of a towing vessel. Suffice it to say, the task of piloting said vessel will entail considerable danger, and I would not ask it of another. I volunteer myself.
'Twill be dangerous for all involved, but we have no better recourse. Very well. Commodore, assemble the remnants of the fleet at Morabee Bay. Give priority to our soundest vessels. The repairs can wait. Storm Marshal Slafierson, command of the operation is yours. I want that twin vessel ready to sail post-haste.
At once, Admiral.
And then there is the small matter of slaying the beast. The fate of Limsa Lominsa rests upon your shoulders once again. Go well, warrior of light.
I love that I have this armor now. Like now I'm in a cutscene and they're like, yeah, we need you to do it. I don't look like a I don't look like a scrub. Beings held as gods also exist in what you call the Far East. Legends tell us that they walked among us in the days of yore, but I confess that I never truly believed them. That I should live to behold one is humbling and horrifying in equal measure. Now that I have come face to face with the Primal, I do begin to understand why the Garleans fear them so. What is it? A message, Admiral. I judged it best that it be delivered at once. I am listening. According to the Yellow Jackets, a man who claims to have defeated Leviathan. One of the company of heroes? The details are yet hazy, Admiral. We have dispatched one of our own to question the individual. I am disinclined to put any store by this claim, and even should it be true, it is as you stole instead. None save the company of heroes had bested Leviathan, and we know how they went about it. If this man is of their number, what could he tell us that we do not already know, or that we not know already? And yet, having wagered Limsa's survival on 2 ships, some rope, and a pile of crystals, we cannot afford to ignore this man. If his testimonies could yield us any manner of advantage, should we not hear it? Damn it all. The twin vessel will soon be ready. We have no time to wait for the Maelstrom report on this supposed Primal Slayer's claims. Dagonite, seek him out and learn what he knows. At the very least, it will spare you the torment of waiting for the reckoning in idleness. The man you were looking for is believed to be a resident of the Grey Fleet in Lower Lenesia. Forget how she just said it. Nasia. The Storm Private sent the Storm Private sent to question him should already be in the vicinity. May your journey prove fruitful. Probably not going to be in this city, right? Nope. Yes, this is my fastest way. Go here and down. Yeah, that looks faster. Well, this place does remind me of the Warrior Quest when that dude tried to take the chess piece from me. So never gonna forgive him for that. What is going on here? Now look here, you. You'll have your bloody story right after you carry those sacks of grain over to the mill. But sir, that's what you said before you had me pick those oranges for you. And before I mucked out the chocobo stables. And before I rolled that millstone over there, millstone over to the mill. And also before... Oh my god. Where's this dude's pants? Gods, man, I've worked 3 days straight without a wink of sleep. 3 days. And do you hear me complaining? Bah, I suppose some of us just ain't made for the rougher stuff. Alright, I'll give you what you want. Never let it be said that old Trachtonum ain't a generous soul. Now prick your ears, cause it won't be repeating myself. Too modest, see? Besides, there's only so much epicness a man can take in one sitting. You keen? Ahem. The tale of Track's epic victory over the dead primal Leviabitus. Now, Leviabitus, huge mistake, no mistake, to give you an idea how big. Each of his scales is about as wide across as me members long. Ah, that's no mean feat, let me tell you. When I fought him, I could barely see all for Brian, and he was pelting me with what must have been a lagoon's worth at least. He even knocked my trusty axe out of my hands at one stage. Of course, that proved to be a grave mistake. Well, what happened next? When I grabbed him by the tail and tied him up in knots, but not wanting to take over glory myself, I left my mates in the company of heroes handle the rest. Like I said, I'm a modest as well as heroic, mayhaps too modest. Now there's some that say you can never truly beat the Leviabitus, that you've got to learn to live with them and make the best of a bad situation. Not the company, though. Ah, it's you. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. I was just enjoying the attention is all. I take back everything I said. That's this dude again, man. I was never part of the company heroes. I'm no marauder. I'm actually a complete coward. I'm nothing. I'm chocobo dung. No, the maggots you find wriggling in the chocobo dung. I have to lie with women to tumble 'em, and that don't happen much. Remember, tiny. It's pathetic. What? I sure as hell didn't fight Leviabitus, but I have seen him with my own eyes. This was a few years back when I was working as a baker's hand. I was shirking me duties one day loitering about the harbor when I saw it. A great big massive sea serpent, some mums off the coast, with a fleet of galleons making straight for it with cannons firing. I was so bloody scared I soiled myself right there and then. What? Oh God, just remembering that day and me soiling myself all over again. Hey wait, you're here asking after Leviabitus. It means you're planning to fight him, yeah, ain't ye? Well, take care, he really is terrible, dreadful. I tell you, if you're not careful, you'll end up in the gullet or at the bottom of the sea. Why, you worthless lying horse, I can't believe you made me handle chocobo dung. We're all to learn, were you able to learn anything? No. I beg pardon? Leviabitus? I see, that is unfortunate. At any rate, I have tidings for you. The twin vessel is now complete. We await you at the Morabi Dry Docks. Pray make your way here as soon as you are able to. I got it. Jack, why did we not kill this guy yet? And how have, like, I not told them that this dude's a clown already, and that for them not to know this, like, when I've said that earlier on. Oh, man. He's still posing after we exposed him already. I think that teleport canceled it. Hey, what's up? Teresia, hopefully I said that right. I'm bad at pronouncing things. I'm good. How are you? See what this person got now. I'm told your jaunt to the Grey Fleet provided fruitless. My sympathies, lad. I'll wager it served to take your mind off the events of recent days, though. But enough of that nonsense. The moment of truth is upon us. The twin vessel, the whore leader, I call her, is complete, and she surpasses all my expectations. In addition to her prodigious Tanzinj, she has been fitted with a platform that you and yours might maneuver freely in battle. I would mention that she is nigh unsinkable, but I'm not one to tempt. Oh, okay, I see it over there. One to tempt fate. The world leader. I don't know why I said whore before. This sounds funny. I'm sure it's like whore. I don't know. The whore does look like that. Whore leader and crew. I'm just gonna call it that. And her crew stand ready, my friend. Just give the word, and we shall bear you to Leviathan. But I think it's easier to write. Right now, so far up to this point, it's been very easy. But one of my friends plays the game who told me to get into it in the first place. I watched him do a higher level dungeon, so I know it's going to get a lot more chaotic. I don't know much about the story, but I've seen him play it a couple times. But right now, it's very easy. I know that look. You are ready. I have no idea. I'm new. I've only played one class so far, so I don't know what would be overrated or anything. Having been constructed in some haste, the whore leader may not be pretty, but I assure you she's capable. She's been fitted with our friends at Naldic and Vermeil's are calling a elemental converter. Assuming the thing works, it will use the power of the corrupted crystals on board to rob Leviathan of its hold over water. Depending on how the battle unfolds, you may well need to activate the device manually. Keep that in mind. It is expected that the Shahagan and their thralls will attempt to come to Leviathan's defense. Accordingly to the Maelstrom will once again employ diversions. Thancred and Y'shtola, I would have you assist in this effort. If it is to fulfill its purpose, your diversionary force must not want for numbers. By your leave, I would volunteer my blade. What's up, bud? Do you play The Walking Dead? This is my favorite game. I never played any Walking Dead games, but I did watch the first, like, 3 or 4 seasons, I think. I think whenever they escaped the prison is when I stopped watching it. So, I know a little bit about The Walking Dead, but I never played any of the games. If there's more than the Tales games. I've seen the Tales games come up, though. Or, well, I've seen them, like, you know, I guess over time. I never played them, though. We would welcome it. Having seen you fight the Sepsa, I dare say the Fishbacks will find your presence highly diverting. Thancred and Y'shtola, if you would join the 3rd Levy, and Lady Yagiri the 5th. By what words I have for the man who has made a sport of slaying gods. Only these, go warily, For the sea is an unforgiving place to wage war. May the navigator guide you through the storm, warrior of light. I would echo the Admiral's sentiments, and add a few words of my own. Now that we have all the utmost faith in you, may the crystal bless and keep you. It's a story game. Yeah, I've seen that they're mainly story games. Well, I know there's like, I guess, some gameplay to them, but I've seen like some I guess videos on them, or like just seen some streamers playing some stuff from time to time. I literally just missed that at the last 1 second. Besides streaming, I just go to work. I have a normal job. That's pretty much it. Work, come home, deal with my family, and then whenever I get some free time, I play games. I normally stream when I have free time. Not that I expect anything massive to come from it, just like doing it. And sometimes, towards the end of the night, sometimes some of my really friends will jump in and say what's up. Easy way to communicate with them. Dismount. Oh, I can't do first person. Like you're on a broomstick or something. Or a bow. Oh, that is a bow. It looked like you were on a mount for some reason. I don't even know what I'm looking at. That's a cool ass bow though. For some reason it looked like your character was sitting on it from the angle I was looking at it. You work from home 5 years graduate. I wish I could work from home. I work in a warehouse, but pays well. I have an easier gig there, so I'm not complaining. I don't have to do much manual labor. Yeah, I pretty much go there, work odd hours, so my streaming times can't really be consistent. Because when I get home from work, it's like almost 12 p.m. or noon. So it's kind of hard to find a good like balance of sleep and life. That's the only thing that's the downside of my job. Yeah, I just noticed that. Right now I don't have too much interest in any like art or nothing. I'm just kind of just streaming. I'm sure if I ever get to like, if I ever had like a couple hundred viewers or something, I'm sure I would care more about that stuff. But right now I'm fine with the art. Not too worried about having any like arts or alerts or nothing. I'm too small time for that right now. Right now I'm just chilling, kind of goofing around doing this. Is there anything, Jack, is there anything I should know about this fight as a tank, or is it... Anytime I fought, like, water things in the past, it's normally an enclosed area where I don't really have to move too much as a tank. Well, I never really tanked before in other MMOs, but in DPS, the tank would generally not have to move much on these kind of fights. Oh, okay. I just saw that it was 2 tanks, so it's kind of odd. Normally when I see 2 tanks, I would assume I would have something to do. Oh, there's a video on it. It's only 2 minutes. See what it says. Alright, makes sense. Goes out of this. Roll eater. Gonna be the horror eater. It just sounds better. I was just thinking about the guy though that said he's the graphic designer. That has to be a tough job right now, considering the fact that I feel like everything to deal with art right now is just getting replaced with AI. Everything's getting replaced with AI. It's insane. There we go. But yeah, times must be tough for artists out there who went to school for that shit. Like no one cares anymore. You just AI generate something and then just slowly change the art style. And look, I'm now original. That's how I feel like every video game looks nowadays. I feel like that's why old games like maybe like this and like World of Warcraft still hold a big audience, because it's still a natural art style too, unique to that game. But even though this game's old, I feel like its art style still holds up pretty well. This game definitely, this definitely, like, the stuff I'm playing definitely came out a long time ago. They just pulled me out there on a barge and was like, alright, you're on your own. A cool ass cutscene though. Boss looks awesome. I think I have to tank the tail, I'm pretty sure. No idea what I'm supposed to be doing right now. It was easy enough. I was starting to watch a video and I seen the other tank at the tail, so I was like, I guess I need to still be at the tail, so I was just on the other side of the view. I guess that was the play. I see what you mean. It's kind of like you can just kind of go in there and just wing it, and everything's fine. Level 95, level 85. Damn. Well, not anymore, but yeah, I know I did. If you meant the railings, yeah. Yeah, the only thing I read from the video was the tank was in the fighting the tail, and that when he comes out of the water, go to the other side of him because he's gonna like pull you across or slide you or something, and then that's when the Q popped. Ah, okay, that makes more sense. I was wondering because I saw the railings. I was like, where is it gonna pull me to? Knowing the urgency of your business, I thought it best to refrain from making conversation during the past few visits, but today I will permit myself a few words. Ahem. I feel truly privileged to have the honor of admitting a hero such as you. You are an inspiration to us all, sir. And on that note, the Admiral awaits you in the command room. Wink.
We Lominsons are sworn to strive
Voiced.
till sea swallows all, and swallow all it would have had Leviathan prevailed. That we still strive now, we owe in no small part to you.
Earlweb wants to swallow it all.
Not for the first time, You have delivered Limsa Lominsa from the wrath of a primal. Never has our nation known a stouter ally.
One more Titan. I don't mind. I kind of like those because it's like you go in there, fight the one thing, and you're done. The dungeons where you got to clear the whole thing, it takes a little bit longer. I like the trials where it's just in and out. 2? Well, that's fine. I like those fights a little better. And so far they've been insanely easy. I'm not even knowing what I'm doing and we're still winning.
On behalf of my people, I give you my humblest thanks. "'Tis meet that I give thanks to old Mistbeard, too, for his fine solution. Whatever else he may have been, 'tis clear he was a resourceful soul. Would that I had a man like him in my service."
Before I set foot in these lands, I had no inkling that the people of Eorzea contended with such mighty foes. Suffice it to say, their existence came as something of a shock, as did the idea that they could be defeated. This experience has served to remind me of the vastness of the world, and the boundless potential of man. Though I am but a refugee in this realm, I would fain be of use to you in your fight. Know that I am tutored in one of the foremost combat arts of the Far East. It may seem outlandish to the Eorzean eye, but should any of your people care to learn, I would be pleased to initiate them.
And I will see to it that they are grateful. I have no doubt that your knowledge and skills will serve us well. Besides, your art is not so outlandish as you think. Would you not agree, Master Thancred?
Few are privy to this information, but Limsa Lominsa is home to a certain secret fraternity. Its members are trained in a form of combat not unlike your own. By my judgment, it should not be beyond such individuals to adapt to the techniques I witnessed you employing with such admirable deftness.
Is that what I just unlocked or something by doing this quest, the ninja class?
I am heartened to hear this. I too noted a kinship between your style and mine own, though it seemed to me that you fought differently in the beginning.
Oh, I was gonna say, I kind of swore there was like, I had an option to pick a rogue or something in the beginning of the game.
I suppose I did. What can I say? I'm a man of many talents.
I feel like I should have probably picked a DPS
Though
class
you
since I
may
don't really
labour
know
to
the
believe
fights.
it, Thancred was once something of a scoundrel who fraternized with the criminal class in these parts.
Yestola! You jest, of course.
Oh, okay.
But for a chance encounter with Alphino's grandsire, he might never have left Limsa Lominsa, or received an education in Sharlayan, or taken up his post in Uldar, which is where he trained in the blade, lest you wonder.
Minfilia, please!
It would seem there is more to you than meets the eye, Master Thancred.
Lady Yugiri, I am told that you and yours came to Eorzea seeking permanent resettlement, and that many domins have since been engaged as frontier hands at Revenant's Toll. Moderna is many things, but a place of refuge it is not. Know that I would like nothing better than to furnish your people with a new home here on Lominsan soil. Alas, racked by instability as we are, our nation is in no fit state to take you in. Yet I'll not have it said that we turned a blind eye to your suffering. Until such time as we can do more, I pledge to send provisions.
We are in your debt, Admiral. I realize that it scarce qualifies as repayment. But if it please you, I shall set about sharing my martial knowledge with your people at once.
Okay, that's weird. I didn't think the rogue was came in later. I actually thought it was like available from the start. I guess I was wrong. I guess that would make sense why they were kind of showing off the abilities in that cutscene then.
You wished a word in private.
The better not to spoil the festive mood. History repeats itself, Admiral. As the kobolds did before them, the Sahagin resorted to summoning their god over a territorial feud. They acted in self-preservation. It may be that the Sahagin initiated this particular clash, but how it begins does not interest me so much as how it ends.
I have not forgotten our conversation, Y'ashtola. I am aware that man bears part of the blame for the Primal's existence. Nor am I ignorant of the Sahagin's reason for acting. They sought to secure a place to breed and multiply that their kind might survive. Self-preservation, as you say. But we have as much right to live and thrive as they. If our own survival is threatened, are we to lay down our arms and welcome oblivion? Nay.
And so you kill, that you might live. Yet if living is a right, then that right belongs to all peoples, be they men or beastmen.
I'll not deny your reasoning. But when a storm gathers, it falls to me to see my people safely through it. That is my duty, and I shall do it.
As must we all, Admiral. Stay the course, then. But know that it will lead to no good end.
Man has ever put himself first and foremost. To justify his actions, he clads himself in the armor of righteousness, though it be a fancy of his own making. In this, mayhap the Garleans and we Domans are not so different.
Eorzea has become as a raging sea. If we are to keep our heads above the waves, we cannot scruple to drown the man next to us. When hopes of coexistence founder, strength must determine who has the greater right to live.
The Admiral has informed me of the arrangement. I have in my keeping a letter of introduction for Lady Yagiri. To the south stands a gate leading to a pier for smaller fishing vessels. Look for an insuspicious Hyrulean man there, and present the letter to him. He serves as a gatekeeper of sorts. Now before you go, I am obliged to remind you that the members of the fraternity to which you will be introduced abide in the shadows of Lementian society. They value the independence more highly than highly than pirates, and are united by a bond stronger than mithril. To wit, they are invariable warrior of new faces. Though it may be penned by the Admiral herself, Mere words on parchment will get you only so far into their confidence. You must work for every ounce of trust they place in you. But here is the letter. Go to the aforementioned place and show it to the aforementioned man. Oh, and good luck. Did I just run there? From the looks of it. Got business with me, Venture? Maybe. So you're the man Admiral sent word of. I was hoping I might get a glimpse of Thancred too. Been a while since I saw his shit-eating grin. But what with all the dew-eyed wenches about, I expect he's got his hands full. I was waiting for that to be Thancred. Ah, you must be the Far Easterner what Merowib says wants to train with us. Welcome to Leminsa, milady. I am Yugiri of Doma. 'Tis an honor to make your acquaintance. I must confess, when I first learned of your organization, I had certain preconceptions as of the nature of your membership. It would seem I was mistaken. You're not the first person to say that, lass. Limsa is a city of pirates, to be sure, and pirates don't give two farts about keeping a spotless reputation. They hardly need a secret society to do their dirty work. Might be as my people and I keep to the shadows, but we've got nothing to be ashamed of. It's simply better for business that we remain unseen. And so as long as you develop fighting techniques suited to this purpose, I see now that the practitioners of my art too are denizens of shadow. 'Tis in stealth that our strength lies, but I can't see. That our strength lies. There is much we might learn from one another, I think. But you keep blocking my screen. I can't read. You're standing right where the bottom letters are, bud. What's out? Just fed you and filled your water bowl. You don't need nothing from me right now. And what in the seven hells are we waiting for? If you come with us, you Guri of do what's it, we can get acquainted in more private surrounds. That didn't come out right, did it? Master Dagonar, I shall remain with these people for a time, that I might study their ways. Though I am loath to be separated from my countrymen, I take solace in the knowledge that they are in the best of hands. You have been a true friend to us Domans. No words would suffice to express my gratitude. Ere long I hope to begin imparting my martial knowledge to the people of Eorzea. When that time comes, it would be my honor to welcome you as a student. Much more has occurred since I first beheld the Eorzea from the galleon's deck. Suffice it to say, I did not envisage being invited to play part of your noble struggle. But forgive me, I have kept you long overdue. Doubtless you have pressing business of your own. Rest assured, I have no longer require an escort in this land. When next you meet Lady Mephilia, pray relay to her my humblest thanks. Would that I could do so in person, but I must needs fulfill my promise to the Admiral. Till we meet again, Warrior of Light. Back to the Rising Stones. Now I have all these Vesper Bay tickets that are just going to go to waste. He's just like ripping me up. I don't know what it is you want, bud. Everything's clean for you.
I have been reflecting upon the events which took place during our visit to Vilbrand. If you have a moment, I would share my conclusions with you. Please, bear with me.
Like that a little
When
too
the
fast.
Sahagin Elder summoned Leviathan, he employed the power we have come to know as the Echo. Though I cannot well explain the how of it, it would seem he became immortal in so doing. When the Admiral subsequently slew him, his spirit emerged from his lifeless flesh, a consciousness shorn of physical form. Thus transfigured, he took up residence in the body of his minion with the ease of a man donning a favorite glove. Long have I known that the Echo allows one to pass through the walls of a man's soul, but never did I imagine that it could free us from our own flesh, nor less that our souls could then occupy the next corporeal vessel to take our fancy. It was of this that Elidibus spoke, an existence which knows neither cessation nor oblivion. And yet, though the Sahagin had mastered his gift and thereby become immortal, he was by no means invulnerable. As we both bore witness, he was ultimately absorbed into Leviathan. And the import of this observation? If the Ascians' mode of existence is indeed the same, it can be inferred that they too are not invulnerable, that they can be destroyed. There exists a legend which tells of souls who are reborn upon the cusp of each umbral calamity, that they might stay the encroaching darkness. To most, it is but a fairy tale, yet recent events have given me cause to wonder, could the legend in fact refer to the Echo? Much and more yet remains unknown, but I am confident that all will become clear in time. For the present, however, what matters is that the key to defeating the Ascians may at last be within sight. With Urianger's aid, it is my hope that I shall fathom this matter ere long.
Wasn't she supposed to be like figuring out why the one guy was wearing a different color robe? They still haven't brought that back up yet. Or no, it was Urianger was supposed to be. Here he goes. He was supposed to be figuring that out.
Oh, I was just about to send for you, my friend. Is Artemis?
Grave tidings from the Sharlayan motherland, my lady. It doth concern our distant allies, the students of Baldessian.
What of them?
My lady, the Isle of Val, which for many years hath been the Order's home, is no more.
No more? Whatever do you mean?
I relate only that which hath been conveyed unto me by our agents. An etheric wave of the highest magnitude was recorded in the region. Soon thereafter, 'twas observed that the isle had ceased to be. 'Tis postulated that a magic was evoked, like in power to Ultima.
12 preserve.
Charlian Island.
If there are no other matters, I move that today's meeting be adjourned. It is done, my lord. Forgive my impertinence, my lord, but these orders, I am uncertain as to what end they serve.
Revolution.
You Earrings with 110 item level. Tanks like Gloam or something? What do you mean? A little confused on that one. Or you mean like the, with the... Oh, okay. Oh, I was so confused. What was a Gloam? I never really read the items. What was it though? It was a ring, right? Yeah, so this one would be better. I like Gloam, direct hit. Oh, they're all the same. That don't matter. Oh, just some of the stats changed a little bit, but them both are exactly the same. This one just has less crit for some reason. It's so weird. Like, why is this one worse? Am I missing something? That's weird. I'll take Gloam now since that's what you said. They're all pretty much the same. That was weird. It used to matter? That makes more sense. That's what happens in WoW when they level squish every other expansion or so. I actually didn't like WoW's newest expansion. Or I'd probably be playing that instead of this. Our friends. The very isle itself. Everyone and everything. No. It avails us not to speculate. Urianger will send word if there are any developments. Until such time as he does, we must remain firmly focused on which is within our power to change. With that in mind, I would speak of a different matter, one closer to home. It concerns the etheric influctuations that we had previously attributed to good King Mogulmog VII. That the king is no more, and a blessing for which we will have to thank you. Or you to thank. Yet all is not well in the Twelves Wood. Our latest readings reveal an ongoing etheric disturbance of considerable magnitude. They may even suggest the presence of a primal. Needless to say, the mere possibility warrants immediate investigation, and I would have you. Basilia? I do not wish to interrupt, but we have a problem. Mama Dukes. What manner of problem? A band of refugees hailing from Ul'dah, this time, are coming to Revenant's Toll seeking asylum. It would seem they expect us to afford them the same treatment we gave the Domans. At present, they are in the seventh heaven, awaiting a formal response. I see. Mayhaps this was to be expected. I shall meet with them at once. Cilia, you know full well we haven't the resources to accommodate many more people. Considering what will happen if you do this, word will spread and more will follow. Your opinion is duly noted, but I will hear their suit. I should be grateful for your presence at this meeting. Well, I feel like the primal situation should have overruled this one, but sure. Why not? Refugees. Let's go see what they're about. Oh, I gotta talk here. I apologize for keeping you waiting. My name is Minfilia. I lead the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. As well as be praised, it is you. Ready and willing to work. Same as the Domans. Just give us a task and we'll see it done. Pray calm yourselves. I appreciate your enthusiasm, but I know naught of your situation. Beg your pardon, Antecedent. I ain't good with words. We've been living off scraps for Ulda for years now, trying to piece together a life to replace the one what got took. They say there's work, but there's not for an honest man. Not as wouldn't sully his soul sooner than his palms, any road. The flames do what they can for us, of course, but it ain't near enough. And it's only getting worse. When the calamity brought us to our knees, those rich bastards in the city didn't help us. Didn't help us up. They climbed on our backs. I don't pretend to be clever, but even I can see what's coming. I knew we had to run. Only question was where. And then it came to me, Revenant's Toll. I mean, you took the foreigners in, didn't you? So you'd surely do the same for us. I fear the situation is rather more complicated. While it is true we have accepted the Domin's petition for aid, that decision was the product of extraordinary circumstances. I sympathize deeply with your plight, but pray understand that it is not possible for an organization of our means to aid all who have been affected by the calamity, and so it is with great regret that I must deny your request. But we've got nowhere else to go. You're turning your back on us? If I might have a word. Tatru, is all amiss? Ill tidings from Ul'dah, my lady. Alphinaud has been wounded. What? How? Is it serious? I cannot say for certain, but I fear it might be. According to the flames, the refugees started a riot. They went wild, apparently, lashing out at everyone. That can't be right. Why would they? They must have been provoked. The demonstration was meant to be peaceful. 7 hells, now the Blades will have an excuse. They'll round us up and kill us and anyone who tries to resist. Antecedent, please. If you won't help us build a new life, at least help us keep the ones we've got. My lady? We're not ones to stand idly by and watch innocents suffer. However, until we know more of the circumstance surrounding this riot, I am not certain what aid, if any, we can provide. If the authorities determine that the refugees attacked without provocation, then those responsible will have to answer for their actions. How can you be so blind? Find Alphinaud and quickly. If he is in danger or worse, I would have you and none other by his side. Thank you. Pray do not concern yourself with the matter we were discussing earlier. Edith and Papa Limo will see to it. Alphinaud is being treated at the Hourglass. Hurry. Back to Ul'dah. Whoops. Oh, he looks fine.
Come, you must have gathered by now that Tataru is given to exaggeration. As you can see, I am quite well.
I was saying the same thing. He's clearly standing up, so it can't be
Ul'dah,
that
on
bad.
the other hand, is not. This riot was anything but an isolated incident. There is a restlessness in the air. Tensions long simmering are at last threatening to boil over. Ul'dah is a nation infamous for the great disparity between the wealthy and the poor. The majority of the populace accepts this state of affairs because they believe that every man bears responsibility for his own lot in life. To an Ul'dan, money is the foremost, and some would say the only measure of a man's worth. Small wonder that the wealthiest wield the greatest influence. So where do the refugees fit into this social hierarchy? What place is there for those who fled Alamigo and the destruction of the Calamity? Plainly, there is none. They have no wealth, no power, and no worth. To the Ul'Dan way of thinking, they may as well not exist.
Well, that's an outfit.
Choosing to ignore their existence, however, is patently not an option. General Rauban and the Sultana understand this, which is why they ordered the Immortal Flames to provide the refugees aid and succor. Yet none would dispute that the expenses incurred by this policy grow by the day, with no end in sight. This has prompted more and more Uldans to question their obligation to aid these worthless wanderers. While more and more refugees have come to resent their treatment at the hands of the sneering citizenry. The manner of Lord Lolorito's refusal to grant the Dolmens asylum bespoke a disdain for all refugees, an attitude shared by the rest of the monetarists. And you may be sure they make no effort to conceal their opinions. It was only a matter of time before the refugees united in protest, nor is it any surprise that some among them would ultimately resort to violence. That the Immortal Flames should choose this of all occasions to engage in joint training exercises with the other Grand Companies. By the time they return, the situation may well have deteriorated beyond mending.
Earrings. What are my earrings at? 110, so I probably don't need that then. Oh, I need the ones for my class anyway. As I told you before, it was all but inevitable that an incident of this kind would eventually occur, given the rising tensions with the Sultanate. Nevertheless, I have reasons to believe that this particular riot may not have begun spontaneously. Have I piqued your curiosity? Good, then you will accompany me to the Hall of Flames. I would hear what General Rauban has to say upon the matter. Get it right. Looks like we teleport here. I'm probably going to finish this quest up, or at least see what's going on since this quest is right here. And then I'm going to... My girl's going to be coming home soon, so I'm going to switch over to Lon's Ultimate just to see if there's any race up. If not, I'll probably be ending, depending on what races are up, because I don't get the... depending on the rotation of the tracks. Now is not a good time. My hands are full dealing with the refugees. Precisely the matter we wish to discuss, General. Alphino, back on your feet already? I may credit my swift recovery to your surgeons. If my memories of the riot are still somewhat muddled, I trust you managed to regain control of the situation? Not entirely. We secured the city soon enough, not before the unrest had spread to the surrounding territories. Pockets of resistances remain throughout Thanalan. We have sent what forces we can to spare out the route of our, let me just reread it, I messed up. We have sent what forces we can spare to root out the last of the belligerents, but the process is slow. They are damnably elusive. I can well imagine, given the majority of the refugees live outside the walls, it stands to reason that they would know the lay of the land. What I do not understand is how they came to be so well prepared. Before my little accident, I observed that several of the refugees were armed, and not with butcher knives and pitchforks, but with martial weaponry. I need hardly add that such equipment is costly. None can deny the tensions between the Oldanian citizenry and the refugees population have increased since the Domans were turned away. But, uh, but would the motivation, but would that motivate a starving man to purchase arms in lieu of food? I think not. And what of those who have not even a single gil to spend, who could afford, who could not, or sorry, survive without the aid provided by the immortal fame? Surely they would sooner sell a weapon than bring bear against their benefactors. Come to the point. Very well. My point, General, is that the powder keg of discontent was not set alight by chance. These events were deliberately set in motion, and now must be restored. That is my first duty. Until it is done, any investigation can wait. I do not have time to discuss this. My scouts will be returning anon. The general is no fool. He keeps his own counsel, and with good cause. Were he to claim without the necessary proof that these riots were instigated by an outside forces, the monetarist, terrorist would accuse him of attempting to shirk responsibility. After all, he and the Sultana have been most outspoken proponents of refugee aid. Regardless, they will face harsh criticism in the days ahead. Our allies may stumble upon the truth in time, but I have far more faith in your abilities. Therefore, I propose we conduct our own investigation independent of the authorities. To that end, I would have you make inquiries in the settlements suspected of harboring belligerents. Commander Swift will know which they are. He may balk at the request of such information, but I have no doubt you can persuade him with your silver tongue. I, meanwhile, shall seek answers of my own in my own way, after which we can regroup and share our findings. Well then, shall we? Talk to him since he's right here. You look as though you have something to say, do you? What you ask is no simple favor. Were such information to fall into the wrong hands, the lives of countless soldiers would be at risk. Even so, there is wisdom in your words, and an able individual may be better suited to the task than a regiment. Very well, the Brass Blades have reported suspicious activity in the vicinity of Lost Hope. It may be unrelated to recent events, but we doubt it. I suggest you begin by speaking to the Blades posted there. Alright. So we beat Leviathan, and during that time, the Oldanian refugees have rioted, and now we need to figure out why. Right. And these guys will be over here. So I'll park my character over here, and then I'm going to see what races are up. If not, then I might just end stream. So like I said, my girl's going to be on her way home soon, which means I don't have too much time. But I could probably have time for